the kind of central plank of all of this is rid yourself of your ego.
Rid yourself of your ego, and all this. And also, I think people misunderstand that. They think it means ego, meaning in the traditional sense of, I don't know, like someone who doesn't want to sleep in a communal dorm would be seen as egotistical.
Yes, they would.
Yeah. Well, they would be seen as that, even though they're not.
Well, they would be seen. Then are they that?
Yeah,
yes,
well,
they are.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Yeah,
they're not. No, they're not.
I think we've covered that.
Yeah, but the point is that the egoic mind is is basically the idea that your thoughts are who you are.
Yes.
Very much means that you attribute your own survival, your own life. Everything about you is about your thoughts, and therefore that is your ego.
Well, yeah.
It can be as simple as, it doesn't have to be ego in the sense that we traditionally think of the word ego. It can be as simple as I'm trying to think of an example.
It can be that simple.
It can be that simple. If somebody walks down the road and you wave to them and they don't wave back and they perhaps didn't see you, to be even the tiniest bit like, why has he ignored me? Or maybe he didn't, is your egoic mind. It doesn't mean you've got a huge ego. That person in that
But you can have that as well.
You can have a huge ego there. But someone who, like, for example, someone who was stood outside the gates of a Buddhist retreat because they didn't come in because they were worried they'd be recognised. If you drove
past themselves in the dormitory.
If you drove past and I waved to you and you didn't see me, and I went, oh, Neil's not even bothered acknowledging me now since he's been spiritually enlightened.
Outside those Buddhist gates that I'm refusing to go into because they won't let me sleep in a camper van.
You can be on the face of it the least egoic minded person in the world and yet still have the ego. Everyone.
Yeah, I'm probably the least egoic person in this conversation.
Yeah, I would say that's true, but and it probably doesn't help my cause by saying when it comes to me and you're always second. That doesn't help my cause. I've tried to put you down there, but I've ended up coming off worse.
Well, we did talk about we talked about maybe bringing a couple of quotes to this, right? To this initial chat.
Yeah, I thought that'd be a nice touch. That we should make it a regular weekly thing.
Yes. Well, I've got a quote here, and already I think I'm probably not going to read it out. I thought it'd be funny to read a bad review of yours, a quote of a bad review of yours. If you're wondering, 3 stars. But I don't think I will, because I don't think that's in the spirit of what we're trying to achieve.
So you thought you'd do it as a joke, and then you've backtracked on the joke because you thought it wouldn't be appropriate.
Yeah, I'm being honest. I don't think it's right. I want to start this on the right footing, and I don't want.
You've said it now. When you say 3 stars,
yeah, it reads like a 2. Just so you know.
I was going to say, does it read like a 4?
No. Like I didn't pick it because it was good. And let me tell you, I had a choice. Yes. So that was my quote.
Was it out of 3?
Yeah. It was out.
That's right.
If that's what I'm going to say, yes, it's out of 3. It was a 3 out of 3 review.
That reminds me actually of something that happened in Edinburgh. Well, in the late 90s, we did a show at the Edinburgh Festival, and whilst we were up there, someone told us a story. You might not remember this, of a student coming in, really excited, saying, "We've got a 5-star review," and everyone in the gang, the sketch group, just screamed, and they went, "Oh my God, amazing!" They were all screaming, "Quick, read it out, read it out, read it out!" So in front of everyone in the coffee shop, he read the review out, and it was absolutely scathing. It was the worst possible review.
I don't remember this.
That's when he realised that the system that the newspaper used for the starring system was to have 5 stars, and how many stars were coloured in was how many you'd got. Because none of them were coloured in, he just saw 5 empty stars and assumed that it was a 5-star review.
So anyway, ego. Let's be honest. Stand-up comedians are an interesting breed in that they make people who become famous as stand-up comedians have done it largely off their own back. It's built into the kind of model of what you do. You get up and it's just you and a microphone in front of an audience, and then people find you funny, and you make your own career, and it's a one-man or one-woman journey. And so that's an egoic. It's a distilled egoic.
It doesn't help, I'll give you that. The idea that if you want to escape the idea that I think you're saying in a nutshell that you're not your mind is what you think the book is about. As a summary, we are not our thoughts.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. But it's also the key essence of it is for me that we're not individuals. We are one thing. Everybody is just one living thing. Anything, a tree, a plant, a human being, everything is one
essence. We all come from. Essence. We have a spiritual essence that transcends these temporary physical forms.
Correct. That is the essence of what the book is saying. I should point out that I'm not 100% believer in that. I'm saying that is what I'm now interested in.
What percentage of you?
I would say I realise that I am dipping my toes into all this, and when you read about how much spiritual practice some of these Tibetan monks have for years and years and years, you think I'm skirting on the surface here totally.
Yeah. You didn't really think that you'd read 2 chapters of Eckhart Tolle and go, I'm up with the Tibetan monks now.
You clearly know me well enough to know that. Of course I did.
That's why
Of course I did. I thought I'd be writing my own book by halfway through the first book. I'd be going, yeah, it's good, but I could do better.
But isn't that partly why we're doing this podcast?
Yes, I want to know if we're prepared to ask. I want to know.
Oh yes, that was it. Are we arseholes?
I am. I don't drink. I've stopped eating meat, and I now meditate every day.
Do you? Do you meditate every day?
Yeah, I do. Well, I go through phases.
So that's not every day. Do you go for a phase every day?
Okay then, if you're going to be technical about it, I haven't done anything for every day because I was born, and for the first sort of 6 months, predominantly crying and suckling my mum's breast.
Have you meditated every day for the last year?
Oh, well, I didn't. Who are you to say what the time scale is?
Okay, are you saying you've meditated every day starting yesterday or starting this morning?
Starting tomorrow.